Good morning, friends. Welcome to our final session of the Finding New Customers workshop. For those of you that are in our 6-week workshop, I know we also opened up the invitation to others to join us this morning. What's going on? Elaine, hey, Kara, good morning. What's up, Katie? Autumn, thanks for being here. Jamie in the house, what's up? Nicole, how are you? Amy, Danielle, what's up? Danielle, Shelly, Sandra, what's up, Fashion Divas? Anyway, thanks for being here, everybody. Glad to have you all here to join us. So we invited everyone to join us from the field. This is a 6-week workshop that we've done. If you're interested in finding new customers and growing your business, we invite you to consider joining one of our upcoming workshops that are designed to help you to focus in on ways that you can grow your business and find new customers. Good morning, Arlen. How are you? But unlike our normal workshops today we're going to do something a little bit unique. And instead of diving into following up on your assignments from last week, we have a few guests that are here to join us, a few experts in the field of email marketing. And we wanted to turn the time directly over to them and allow them to just dive in. They've got a great presentation for you. They've actually done some customized things that we announced last week on the LuLaRoe show. So I wanted to welcome Rob Zaleski and Josh Williams. Everybody, if you'll give them a warm welcome, either use the chat to say hello or wave your hands, give them some jazz hands. What's up, Lisa Jones? Rob, Josh, thanks for being here with us. Take it away, gents. Tell us to introduce yourselves really quickly. And then I know you guys are going to tag team on this presentation. So take it away.
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. Really great to see a bunch of new faces and start talking to you guys about how to communicate with your customers and build your businesses. My name is Rob Zaleski. I've been with ShippingEasy for a little over 4 years, creating content, developing the brand. I spent the last decade helping small businesses grow through e-commerce, social media, marketing, and strategy. I'm originally from Ohio and have mostly escaped the snow and called Austin home since 2012. And I'm probably never leaving because I love it here. And I recently became a proud pupper dad to a mini Australian Shepherd named Landry.
And he's really cute. I can fully attest to Landry. Good morning, everybody. It's great to see just some other faces in the world these days, right? As we get back to hopefully, being in person on different things. But anyway, it's great to see you all. I'm honored to be here. My name is Josh Williams. Right now, I'm the inside sales manager for ShippingEasy. So I get to talk with all of our very brand new customers and help them get set up and using the app. I'm unofficially known over on the ShippingEasy side as the professor because I helped get a lot of our bigger customers up and going. And the customer marketing tool, I know very well. I can't wait to show it to you, and hopefully you'll find it beneficial in a way to help grow your business. So I'm just glad to be here. Thanks for inviting us.
Oh, thanks for being here. Thanks for making time. You guys sent me the draft of your presentation, and I was like, yes, this is exactly what we're looking for. This is exactly what our retailers are dying to see and to learn. And real quick, everybody who's on right now, I know they mentioned that they loved seeing your faces. We only have about half of you that we can actually see your faces. So as long as you're decent, if I can invite you to turn those cameras on, show Rob and show Josh your happy, smiley faces. That way they know who they're talking to and can really make sure they're delivering the message to all of you. But anyway, thanks again, gents, for being here. And let's talk about email marketing.
You bet. So speaking of that presentation, let me go ahead and bring that bad boy up and we can get into it. Okay, so we're going to talk today about some customer lifestyle marketing. We are advantage of this slide and introduced ourselves, so we don't need to do that. So let's dive right in. So what is customer lifestyle marketing. So according to Smart Insights, it defines it as an approach to customer communications, recognizing that different stages of the journey to becoming a loyal, active customer require different marketing messages and strategies. So in other words, talking to your customers in a way that feels appropriate to where they are in their relationship with you as a retailer. But in marketing, and particularly with LuLaRoe retailers, it's also about building a community. It's about creating an affinity, not just towards the products that you sell, but towards you as a retailer, a trusted consultant, and eventually someone managing a downline. So with that in mind, not every communication touch point should be selling. And we'll show you that here in a few. So you need to speak differently to someone who just made their first purchase with you, as opposed to someone who's built an entire wardrobe with you. And that's what we want to help you do. So Christian did mention that in partnership with LuLaRoe, we at ShippingEasy have built some approved templates that look beautiful in your customers' inboxes. And we've helped automate much of this communication strategy for you. So all you'll need to do is add a little bit of customization in the email builder within ShippingEasy's customer marketing tool, and you're set to start building repeat customers and a loyal community around your LuLaRoe brand. So let's take a look at what some of those examples might look like. So the first thing we're going to touch on is a welcome drip campaign. So a drip campaign is exactly what it sounds like, a campaign that periodically nurtures your customers across spaced out touch points. So each email serves a specific purpose to increase sales, build community, or continue fostering a relationship. Now, before we start talking about sending emails, let's start talking about collecting emails. So this is it's crucial for you to have a conspicuous sign-up form for all your customer touch points, or at all your customer touch points, to start feeding a welcome drip campaign. So you should have a link to your sign-up for your email list in your own email signature, on all your social media pages and profiles, your online store or your LuLaRoe shop. It's smart to have a short link or a QR code on any business cards or printed material that you have. There's plenty of services out there that are free that you can create a short link, basically bit.ly or something similar to it, and a QR code. And most phones now are equipped with the ability to take a picture of a QR code and then go to that embedded link. You should also include a sign-up call to action on your packing slips and any tracking emails and tracking pages, which we'll touch on at the end of this presentation, and also in any SMS marketing that you do. So there's plenty of opportunities to try to get people to sign up for your email campaigns. So let's look at what a welcome drip campaign should look like. So upon signing up, you want to thank them for subscribing. They've welcomed you into their inbox. So make sure that they know that you appreciate that and that you're going to use this opportunity to provide value. Now you can share your group information and let them know they have other ways to connect with you and stay informed of new pieces. Give them a little tidbit about, what to expect, things like that. Just make it personal, but just start introducing that relationship. Now, a few days later, this is actually going to be when you want to start really building the relationship portion. You want to tell your retailer story and share your why. So here you get to succinctly explain why you do what you do and kind of pull back the curtain of your life a little bit. Now, remember, it's still an email. It's not a blog post. So you want to make it skimmable, to the point, and poignant. And the goal here is to really connect with your customers, to show them things that they'll recognize in themselves and emphasize potential commonalities that make them want to buy from you as the individual. Now, about a week later, you want to kind of get back on that sales train and you want to start promoting your group and live album sales. Now, here you can take the opportunity to remind them of all the different ways that they can purchase from you, but emphasize that your group is the best way to get to be first to know about all the live sales and special events that you may have coming up. You can also encourage them to turn on notifications for your group so that they're never going to miss a thing. And then details like that can be in this email as well. So this is going to be really setting up that repeat business pipeline. Then in a couple of weeks, this is where you kind of start talking about the products and how they relate specifically to you. So you're still solidifying the relationship, not just as a vendor, but this is where you start becoming their consultant. You can share what you love about specific pieces, add a photo of you or friends and family wearing any of those pieces or combos, and really show that you practice what you preach. And you can even use an opportunity here to link to a gallery in your group or some of your favorite pieces or combinations to show that you've got style that they love. And just really, this is an opportunity to put together a very visual email that shows them what they can expect. So that's an example of kind of a welcome email to someone who's just signing up for your email list, or sorry, a welcome drip campaign to someone who's just signed up for your list. So now let's talk about what to do after the purchase and get into post-purchase campaigns. So now you've got the sale, sweet. But now that's just the first step to turning a one-time customer into a repeat customer, and then eventually an advocate, and then eventually a potential downline. So let's look at some timing and opportunities to stay connected with your customers after the sale. So first day after, this is your chance to follow up with them. Make sure that they like their items. So the first day after delivery, fix that. So not after the purchase, after the delivery. And this is one of the things that ShippingEasy allows you to do is we have all that delivery and shipping information in the platform. So you can actually set up emails that are based on those points. So first day after delivery, you want to check in, make sure that they're happy with what they got, that the item arrived on time and intact. And this once again solidifies your connection with them, showing them that you're paying attention, that it gives you an opportunity to further drill down into the wants and needs of your customers. And it's also an opportunity to see if you can add any interest in another purchase to complement what they just picked up. So this is, again, kind of solidifying that repeat business opportunity right as soon as they've received their order and it's still fresh in their mind. Then about a week after delivery, you want to follow up with them. Much like the welcome email flows, this is your chance to share your story, kind of add the human element that builds the relationships with your customers. Now, I'd recommend varying up the messaging here from your welcome flow version, just in case you do get a customer that ends up in both flows. So kind of have a slightly different version of this sharing your why story, recognizing that this person has already made a purchase from you. So again, the customer lifestyle, you talk differently to a person who hasn't made a purchase yet and just signed up for your email list, as opposed to someone who has now made a purchase. You can actually be a bit more personal too, to wearing the product or incorporating some of your specific experiences with different looks. So there's a lot of opportunities there to talk differently to that customer. And then about 14 days after that, this is where you want to get back to talking about your group. So obviously groups are very important to your LuLaRoe business. So this email should be part of that post-purchase campaign that keeps them in the know. And so once again, you'll want to likely differentiate this from the one that is in your welcome campaign, because you're now talking to someone who's made a purchase, and you may or may not know they may or may not know about your group yet. So make sure to identify that you know that they've made a purchase with you previously, and perhaps something along the lines of like, however you purchased from me in the past, you may not realize that there are multiple ways to get your hands on the latest LuLaRoe designs and introduce your group. And then about 30 days after, you want to, it's been long enough that you may very well have had new products come out. And so you want to share that with your customers. And this email is going to be dedicated to that. So this is much more of a purchase forward email with a large CTA, call to action, leading them to the new products. And this email, once again, will spotlight different ways to purchase via album sales, live sales, group sales, however you prefer to do that. But this one is very much focused on really getting that sale. Now, one other thing that we can do is, as you've kind of started getting interest and getting to know customers, and that they know who you are and they've made multiple purchases, you want to kind of define a threshold of when this goes out. But this is when you start really building that word of mouth and potentially building a downline. So, they see, or let me step back, getting tongue-tied. So this is your opportunity to ask them if they or someone they know might be interested in joining a team or selling their own collection, or referring them back to your group. So this email should explain that there's numerous ways to share products with other people, either through their own pop-up, recommending a friend to check out a live sale, or inviting a friend to join your group. Now, word of mouth is still the most powerful marketing tool available. So encouraging it will only help you continue to grow your business. And on a side note, you can also send a reward to some of these customers who might be your VIPs. So ShippingEasy actually has a template already available that you can personalize, where you can offer kind of like first access to new pieces, maybe free shipping, or some other types of perks to people who have been shopping with you for a while, and you want to make sure that they really feel special. Now, while email is all about building those relationships, you also have to understand that sometimes people just aren't going to come back. And there are things that you can do to try to bring them back. So we have a win back campaign set up in ShippingEasy. So after about 90 days is usually a pretty typical threshold. It's worth sending out an email specifically pointing out that you missed them and would like to see them come back. Sometimes it could be just enough to give them a small nudge to get a lapsed customer's attention and get them back in your inbox. It's particularly important to point out new things that have come out since the last time they shopped to kind of create a sense of, FOMO if you're missing out. And you can also offer a special offer to them. Like you can offer them free shipping as a way to try to get them to come back and make another purchase. And then it never hurts to just kind of make one last ditch effort if they didn't respond to that one. And here you can be honest, like there's nothing wrong with cutting your email list of people who just aren't engaged anymore. It actually is good for you because when you're sending a bunch of emails out that don't get opened, don't get clicked, you start to be seen as kind of spam. Both from your customers and from the email service providers. So the better list that you're sending out, the more engaged people you're sending emails to, the better things are going to look for you. So it's a general best practice to remove unresponsive emails and hard bounces, which are ones that are not real addresses or closed accounts, things like that. You probably want to do it at least every year, but best practices is usually to do it about every quarter. So that way, some spring cleaning, some fall cleaning, some winter cleaning, just to make sure that your email list is at the best it can be. Now, before we move on, I do want to cover some email marketing best practices to help ensure some of your success. So
hey, Rob, if you don't mind, I got a couple of questions that I'm seeing here and
sure.
that I've heard just in the past that are related to what you just shared.
Sure.
By the way, first of all, gold. What you just shared is gold. Thank you so much for all of that. We have a variety of retailers here. Some are already utilizing email marketing campaigns. Some have just dabbled with it. Some have never done it. And so the recommendation that you just shared of, hey, someone made a purchase and then they haven't purchased for a month or 2 or 3 or 4 and having some outreach. What if they have people that they haven't reached out to in a year or 2 or 3? What are your suggestions there? Should they like write them off as a lost cause, or would you still recommend that they reach out even to someone that hasn't made a purchase in over a year?
So you can actually set up a specific campaign for that. Like you can say, okay, I want to look at a whole list of customers who have not purchased from me in over a year and send a very specific message to them to, again, try to win them back. And you can even recognize the fact, like that's the thing about email marketing that I think a lot of marketers miss is they forget to be a human being. And so write your emails like you're a human, address the fact like, hey, I haven't heard from you in over a year. I hope everything's okay. Hope we didn't get off on a wrong foot somewhere. I'd like to invite you back to check out some of the new stuff. Here's a couple of pictures of some of the more recent things that have come out in the past year that you may have missed. It's totally fine to be honest with your customers and be real like that. And then if they don't respond, then yeah, I would say at that point, go ahead and kind of call them from your list and just focus on the ones who are opening your emails.
Awesome. Great. Thank you, Rob. And then one other question, and I think Josh may dive into this a little bit more on his end. He mentioned it in the chat, but you gave some recommended timelines as far as when these emails should go out. Is that customizable for the retailer, or if they're going to do these drip campaigns that it's kind of set on a schedule and you just plug and play?
So Josh will definitely show you this when he's setting it up. But as you are creating an email campaign in ShippingEasy, you have the option to set that automation. So if there's a different timeline that works for you that you would prefer to do, absolutely fine. We even give you the option to change what the trigger is. So it could be first purchase. It could be, you can send the email after their first purchase. You can wait until after delivery. You could wait until after it ships. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to customize it based on how and when you want to talk to your customer. These that I gave were recommendations, but you can absolutely set that up yourself.
Perfect. And great recommendations, by the way. I just know that some will feel like they don't want to be spammy and email too frequently. Others will maybe want to be in a little bit more regular contact depending on the individual. But thank you for that. Now I know you had some best practices to share, so go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. And those are great questions. And if any more come up like that, please let me know. Um, and so actually this kind of relates to what we were just talking about. So whenever possible, you want to try to segment your list. And that is breaking your list up into smaller lists based on similar characteristics. So use what you know about your customers, and then you can make those emails sound like you're actually speaking directly to that customer. You can use things like previous purchases, the amount of money that they spent with you, the amount of time it's been since their first purchase. You can include, personalization, things like their name. If you get anything like their birthday information, you can store that kind of stuff and then, send out birthday emails, even through ShippingEasy. So, finding ways to really cut down and it means you'll send multiple emails, but those emails are going to be much more personalized and individualized. And those are the ones that are going to see the most success. So the more you can make it sound like you're talking directly to me in that email, the more likely I am to act on it. So, and segmenting your list will allow you to do that. Also, and I know you guys are a fun bunch, so employ emojis in your subject lines, but do it sparingly. So studies have actually shown that adding an emoji or two in a subject line can increase open rates, but you want to just use them as a point of emphasis and not just for the sake of using an emoji. So, if there's a lot of different clothing style ones in that exist that you could use, there's ones that, you may be just your favorite emoji that you use all the time. And that kind of becomes your thing. When they see that emoji in that inbox, they know that's an email coming from you. But just don't go crazy, because then it does look a little spammy from the user perspective and again from the email service provider's perspective. But just throwing one in there every now and then can actually increase your open rates, which is a really interesting. It's just more visual in all that text as they're scamming through. And I mentioned this earlier, be human. You're not a robot, neither your customers. And your LuLaRoe community is built on your story, your why. So employ that kind of personal touch in all of your messaging. And that will create that relationship that makes people want to actually open your emails, because they'll be excited to see that new thing in their inbox. From a technical standpoint, always send yourself a test email. Sometimes things look fine in the builder or on the desktop when you check your email there, but it might look wonky on mobile. So you can always view the test version on ShippingEasy, but varying phone sizes, weird email clients, it always is a best practice just to send it to yourself, look at it on desktop, look at it on your phone, make sure nothing got weird. And that'll save you a lot of headache and a lot of weird responses later on. And then, make it a conversation. So a lot of people treat email as just like one way blasted thing. And that's short-sighted. You're likely not sending from a no reply email. When you're setting it up, your email in ShippingEasy, you can actually specify the from email address, which I'm assuming is probably going to be your LuLaRoe Gmail or LuLaRoe email account. So encourage people to respond, get real feedback, ask what kind of things they're interested, what other kind of things you can do to foster that relationship. And you might actually be surprised how likely people are to open and read the email when it feels like it's asking them to respond, and kind of treat it more like a text message than an email. You actually will learn something to be a better business person by listening to your customers and getting real actual feedback from them. And another little hack for Gmail users, ask people to drag your email into their primary inbox. So when you're sending HTML emails, they're oftentimes going to go to the promotions tab. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just the way that Gmail segments emails, by tabs. But if they click and drag that over to their primary inbox, then you're in there with actual personal messages. So it's a kind of like a little hack, and there's nothing wrong with it. That's a way for people to say, this email is important to me, so I want you to go to my primary inbox. And then that makes you a lot more visible, not getting buried under all the other promotional emails that they're getting. And kind of hinting back to what I was saying earlier, so reward engagement. So those who engage with your emails the most are going to be your best customers. And within ShippingEasy, we actually have an automated segment list called engaged customers. And those are the people who open and click your emails the most. So consider maybe sending a one-time special email specifically to that group, rewarding them for being some of your most engaged customers. Again, you could offer them free shipping. You could offer them like first looks at new pieces, a specially curated collection just for them. But engagement via email is so rare oftentimes that you want to reward people who are doing it. So you can keep an eye on those metrics yourself, but we also automatically generate that list for you, and it changes dynamically. So if somebody suddenly stops, they'll come off that list. If somebody suddenly opens all your emails, they'll go on that list. So it's a really powerful tool to make sure that you're talking to the people who are listening to you the most. Now, one thing I also do want to mention outside of just regular email marketing is don't forget about the opportunity to brand the entire shipping experience. So ShippingEasy has what's called branded tracking. It's free right now in our platform because it's in beta. And this gives you a way to communicate the progress of your customers' emails in a branded environment. We actually have a special branded template for LuLaRoe retailers. And so what this is it's a branded email that goes out based on different progress points in their shipping and order delivery. And then it takes them to a tracking page that is free of any external links, any external ads, any distractions from your brand. So in just a few clicks, you can be sending an automated branded email that updates as you generate a label, when the package hits the mail, when the order's out for delivery, and when it's been delivered. And then those emails take people to a page that has just your links, like your group, your LuLaRoe shop, your email sign-up form, your social media profiles and pages. And your customers can also sign up for text message alerts now. We just launched this to make that process even easier. So I'm actually very, very excited about this product. This is one of my favorite things that we've released lately. And it's getting a ton of really great use. It's keeping people from going to a boring USPS page to track their links. And it keeps that personal feeling to the entire shipping experience that you just don't get from a standard tracking page.
And it looks
free, so why not use
gorgeous,
it?
Rob, this looks totally gorgeous. So cool. What a great feature. Hey, one question that came in a minute ago from Danielle was, this may be a very specific question, but do you have a recommendation on what it says as who the email was sent from? Should it be from your personal name? Should it be from the business name when sending out these business emails? What are your thoughts on that?
I always recommend associating a name with it. Again, you're not Walmart, right? Like you are a person selling directly to another person. So embrace that wholly. So you can have your Gmail be, Danielle LuLaRoe at gmail.com or whatever it is, but you do have that option to put the from name in there and absolutely use your name, especially because that's who they know. And so I would definitely recommend that.
Thank you.
And then if we don't have any other immediately pressing questions, I'm going to turn things over to Josh to have him show you how it all comes together.
All right. Thanks, Rob. I just got to get my windows sorted out and give Sabrina a rest for a second. Sabrina, you're awesome. I've just been watching you. Just wanted to call you out. Really appreciate that. All right, let's get into this here. I'm excited. Y'all have some great questions too. That's really great. Okay. And I trust y'all can see my screen okay. Very good. Great. So the first thing that we do when we get into the customer marketing tab, and it's really easy. It's right here in the marketing menu, right up top. Over here is all of your shipment. If you're bringing orders in from Blessed, all these you would be in these two tabs here. But this is specifically for marketing. So the first thing that you would do is go ahead and set up kind of what we call your branding template. So first thing, if you have a logo that you want to upload, it's really easy. You just click there. Say, this is my logo. We go ahead and drag it in there for you. This is where you can kind of establish all of your social links here as well. So if I have my, and you'll see when I start typing in for my Facebook URL, you can see the Facebook logo pops up on the bottom there. So if I have and I'm not watching the chat right now, but definitely if you have questions, go and post them in there. So there's my Facebook URL. This would be my Twitter. And so on and so forth. Now, if you have Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, those would be added there as well. But the cool thing is you can even customize the shape of these logos down here. So if we don't like kind of the traditional, we can have them rounded. We just want them, well, white's not really useful in this case, but they can be black and white if you prefer. So you do have your kind of choice of how you want to customize those. So we go ahead and complete this, right? With your own individual, logo, social links, and so forth. But now we want to get into the actual campaigns, kind of the meat of what Rob was talking about just a little bit ago. So for that, what we're going to do is we're going to go to just our email campaigns list. So one of the first emails that Rob mentioned in that drip campaign was kind of our new sign up welcome. So let me show you how quickly and easily this can get up and going. All we're going to do is we're going to hit create campaign. It's going to ask you what kind of campaign do you want to, you want a regular campaign? This would be if you had a specific list that you wanted to send an email to, you would go ahead and choose this. But for this, we're going to choose automated because these are emails, again, that are going to be automatically sent just based on criteria that are set up. So if we choose automated, we kind of have two buckets, right? These are campaigns here, which are designed to help increase sales. And these campaigns here are designed to help build relationships. So we're going to go for our new sign up welcome. We'll go ahead and click there. And you can see automatically in the template gallery, we're brought a bunch of different kind of choices of different templates of what do you want to start with. Now, again, these are this is just a starting place. All of these templates are completely customizable, and you'll see that here in a second. But for this one, we're going to go with what Rob had on the slide, which is this thank you for supporting me. We'll go ahead and select that. And now we're in the editor itself. So for some people, gosh, editing email content, email campaigns, that sounds daunting. I totally get it. But let me just tell you, if my mom can do it, you can too. Even my kids have played with this for a little while, and they think it's pretty cool. I don't let them send anything though, thankfully. But it's pretty much, if you wanted to change anything here, you could. If you wanted to leave it as is, it's already set up for you. So you'll see down in the copy, you'll see things like this kind of bracketed buyer first name here. These are what we call variables. The system has the ability to pull in these different variables based on certain pieces of data that came from the order. So maybe the customer's first name, say you want to include the items that they particularly bought, not just a blanket email, but that specific customer, what they bought. Those would be all available to you here. In terms of the editor itself, it's pretty self-explanatory. You can align the text, change colors, different, this container padding, kind of the border around the side of the email, what that looks like. And then from your social links that you've put in earlier, those are automatically down here. So you don't have to ever do those again. Those will just be kind of by default put in. And there's a whole lot more of them here on the editor. We've got TikTok and even Flickr if people use that still, but a bunch of different social media sites here. And you can kind of choose, what you want and what you don't want, on this particular email. But say we're just going to kind of leave it as is, because that looks pretty good. But I want to kind of see what it's going to look like, right? I don't want to send anything out blind. I want to see what it's going to look like. So where you would add your social media, again, Danielle, you can either do it here on this page if you didn't do it before, or just up in the marketing menu when you go to your dashboard is a place for you to do that there. But if we want to see it, we have a couple of options here. We can with this link down here, we can even send ourselves a test. So we see what it actually looks like in inbox. So for that, it would be real easy. We just select our store and send it to ourselves. Or if you have, somebody that you trust where you want to get their take on, hey, what does this look like? Does this look good? You would go ahead and put their email in here and it would, come as a test email to them. Or if we just want to see what it looks like, we just hit preview. And now we have the email as to what it would look like on a desktop, but then also formatted for a tablet. And then we automatically reformat and resize images and text for you to be displayed correctly on mobile for just an overall, great customer experience that way. So once everything looks beautiful, we're ready to move on. We just click save and continue, and you can kind of see I didn't really change anything, and it's ready to go. Now here's the criteria that I'm going to use in terms of when I want this to go out. So we define it automatically for you for wait and send 1 hour after a sign up form is submitted. Say, an hour is too soon, we can go ahead and just change this, to whatever we want, basically. And then we can even move it to days if we don't want it to be, within that same day. Or we can just have it send immediately. So as soon as the form comes in, this email goes out. But we'll wait and send it 1 hour. And then we just hit review campaign. This is kind of our last check. You can see kind of the steps as right here after we walk you through there, where you are in the setup, stage. Again, you have the ability to preview from here. You can send a test from here, or you can go back and edit if you see something. And then these are your conditions here of when the customer, if they get this email in their inbox, they need to ask you a question. They go to reply. This is the email that it will come to. You can go ahead and put, whatever the proper email is for you in there. This would be the name that it's going to display in their inbox. And then obviously your subject line. This would be referring to what Rob was talking about, using emojis and that sort of thing. You would go ahead and use those here. That all looks good. We hit activate. And then it's just confirming that you want to go ahead and activate this campaign. We're just going to say yes. Great. And now my campaign is up and running. I really didn't have to do much of anything. And then you can see from this screen, we're going to show you all of the analytics in terms of what is going on with that campaign. So, how many, these two numbers will click up as, as long, as the campaign's been active. How many have been delivered, how many have been opened, anybody that said that they opt out, they don't want any more emails. And then if any go to spam, it will show you that there. Pretty simple, hopefully. And then this campaign now will live in your email campaign menu. And you can see all of those statistics right here. So any questions real quick on that before we show another one here?
I just want to emphasize here, Josh, that instead of having to manually send an email to someone who initially signs up or subscribes to your email campaign, that once you've programmed this, it automatically will send to anyone moving forward as long as you have this active and when they sign up. Is that correct?
Absolutely. That's correct. So from this moment on, if you were to go and sign up for my LuLaRoe, mailing list, you would get this email from me.
You don't have to do anything else. Period.
Nope. you don't have to do anything. That's the beauty of it. It just runs in the background. You kind of don't even really know when one goes out. I mean, you can come in the analytics and look if you want, but this just runs in the background. You don't even have to have ShippingEasy open. You don't even have to have your computer on. This just works.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And then one thing I would like to add to that, that's kind of a word of caution when it comes to automation and emails. If you do anything that is time specific, if you change your welcome sign up emails to be holiday themed, set yourself a reminder after those time periods to go back and make that edit. Otherwise, you might look a little silly in March still sending out happy holidays emails. I have seen it happen recently. So
that's a good point. Hey, real quick, just Rob and Josh both, if you can, we've got a handful of folks who are watching today, or maybe people who are watching this replay later on today or in the coming days that might be new to LuLaRoe as retailers, or don't quite understand the relationship between LuLaRoe and ShippingEasy, and if they have access to this or what they have to do to have access to this. So could you just briefly share who has access to this, how they can gain access, etc.?
Yeah, Rob, you want to speak to that?
Sure. Yeah. So ShippingEasy is actually the only official shipping solution for LuLaRoe retailers. We've worked directly with Bless to create as seamless as possible of a sign up, and we're continuing to iterate on that to try to make it even easier for you guys to sign up. We've been working together for, gosh, I think 4 or 5 years now, something like that.
Yeah.
And we've, the relationship has been so great that we've continued to try to offer lots of very individualized things for LuLaRoe retailers that you guys have said that you needed and said that you wanted. I think even elements of branded tracking have come from very specific requests from LuLaRoe retailers. We've worked with thousands of you guys, and always love talking with you on the phone and getting your feedback and your input. And so when you first set up your Bless account, I believe it actually does direct you to ShippingEasy from right within the platform. So we try to make it very, very simple to just be part of the process to help make sure that you have everything set up. And then once you have your Bless store connected to ShippingEasy, all of your orders port in directly to ShippingEasy all on one screen. So you can set up batch label printing, set up automation for your different orders. And we actually have onboarding specialists and award-winning customer support, I like to say, that are always willing to hop on and help you get everything figured out if you get stuck, if you need help. We've had a long-standing relationship with the LuLaRoe community, and it's been pretty spectacular. Thank you, Rob.
Yeah, there's some great questions in the chat. I'll just answer those real quick. Is there a chance of getting branded tracking for drop shipped orders soon? I believe that's probably the #1 ask since we came out with branded tracking. I don't know, Irina, do you want to speak to that? Irina's kind of our product manager that may have some information on that.
Yeah, absolutely. So similar to what Josh said, that is the #1 request. And right now we're in the process of doing some research around what that would take. So we're listening to you guys, and we'll definitely keep you posted, but it's something we're talking about actively.
Yeah, and kind of what Rob said, just in terms of our relationship with LuLaRoe, with Bless, we take the feedback and the features that you're asking for very seriously. So just know that we are listening, like Irina said, and want to be able to bring you the features that would be most helpful to your business. Let's see, do you have to? I saw one. Can we use the automation without having to ship with ShippingEasy? Sure, you can use the customer marketing tool without actually printing your shipping labels through ShippingEasy. The only thing with that is that if an order is fulfilled outside, say you print the label somewhere else, all ShippingEasy knows to do is just to remove it from our system, because we don't want it to be there for you to print another label for it. So some of the triggers in terms of when the order is delivered, we won't know because we didn't print that label. But if in terms of sending kind of like a mass email list to people, absolutely, you can put your, upload your list into here and design say a holiday or a 4th of July themed email and send that out, and your customers will be sure to get that. If you have an email campaign already, when you do a new one, will the old one be removed, or do you have to remove it manually? We don't remove anything for you. If the campaign is just not activated anymore, you'll still be able to see it in this list here. But if you just absolutely don't want to see it, maybe it has bad memories for you or something, you can very much go ahead and just go here, and we would have to pause this campaign, but in the actions menu, there's just a delete campaign, and then it would be removed from the list here.
Josh, I think part of that question, if I'm understanding it, is can you have multiple campaigns running at once, or can you only do one and then the other one will stop when you start a new one, or can they overlap?
That's a good question. Yeah, you can have many campaigns running at the same time. Let me show you that. We'll go ahead and move on to our next one here, and I'll move fairly quickly just because, for the sake of time. But again, we're going to go into our next automated campaign. And now this is going to be more focused to after the customer has purchased. So for that, we're going to go down to the order confirmed. And again, we're faced with the template menu. For this one, we'll select the one that Rob had on the slide there, the Did You Love It template. Again, we're moved into the editor where everything is customizable. You can even bring in a video link if you want, different images and such. All of your buttons are, customizable to what you need, and the links there. But just for this case, we'll do the preview, but we'll hit save and continue. And now you'll see kind of the details are a little bit more defined in terms of when this automatically goes out. So what this is saying is that if the order total is greater than or equal to 0, so really if any order comes in and it's not a first-time buyer, but we can change that and say we want it to still go to them, right? Even if it is a first-time buyer, that's fine. Go ahead and send this email immediately after the order is downloaded. Well, yeah, if that's what we want, right? But say we don't, we can have it wait. So we can wait and send it, a day after the order is downloaded into ShippingEasy. We can have it wait a day after the order is actually shipped to the customer. Or we can even have it wait until we know that that particular order has been delivered. And then we can have that sent to them. Now, order confirmed probably means they want to check on it. So by default, we have it set to just go ahead and send immediately after it's in our system. But again, the rules are customizable to what you need. And then from there, we can go ahead and preview just like before. That all looks good. We hit activate and just confirm that. And now we have this campaign that's active. And then again, when you go into your campaign lists, you can see now both of these are active and they're running simultaneously, but they're both based on different criteria. So that's fine. That's exactly what we want. One last campaign that we'll build, and then I'll show you the branded tracking, would be that lapsed customer win back. So this again would be for customers we haven't seen in a while, right? We'll go ahead and select this template here. It's the same editor, so that doesn't change on you. Also, one thing to note, you can start to build up a content library of different images that you upload regularly. So you upload it once, we're going to save it for you in your content library so that you don't have to keep doing that again. But we also give you access to some royalty-free images here that you can go ahead and just search for, and then it's just really simple to drag and drop in. But say this is our campaign. Again, these graphics are really, really, really great. We'll hit save and continue. And then here's our rules again. So we're going to say if the store is our blessed store, or we could have it just for everything, you know, any manual orders that we're putting into. And then I think this is where somebody asked, you know, does it have to be that certain time? Can we adjust that? Yeah, you can. If the customer hasn't ordered from you in 2 days, you can say, hey, where are you? Right? If you want to. Or if, you know, they haven't, you know, ordered from you in, you know, I don't know, 100 days or so, something like that. We can go ahead. It's just giving you a red here, just knowing, hey, that's a really long time, just FYI. But anything, you know, here is what you can put in, and the system will go ahead and you know, basically obey that rule. But for us, say we'll say a month. We'll hit review. That looks good. Kind of. But we'll, you know, if we would have better graphics in there, or we drag some stuff in. And then here's your subject line. I don't know if I've mentioned this, but you can completely customize that to have it say what you want. But for this, we'll just go ahead and leave it, and we'll hit activate, confirm. And now we have this campaign active. And so now we have 3 different campaigns, all based on different criteria that are running simultaneously, that will automatically go and fire off to your customers just based on the criteria that you set. Again, this is not anything that you have to monitor. You don't have to go in and trigger anything. This is all based on, you know, just the behavior of, you know, when you're printing shipping labels, when the order came in, and what is specified in the rules.
Hey, Josh, I'm going to throw a little bit of a curveball at you.
All right.
I'm not putting you on the spot. Feel free to say you don't know for sure if you don't, but
you got it.
Let's say LuLaRoe comes out with a new style, and it's similar to another style that we used to sell that maybe is no longer, that we retired, right?
Okay.
Is there a way to send an email to the people who bought that old style, and just to them, like hey, you loved this. If you loved this, I think you'll really love this. Is there a way to like customize an email like that?
That is a great question. That is a great question. Yeah. So we can totally do that.
Wait. You're going to hit my curveball. You're going to hit it like out of the park.
Well, I'm going to take a big swing at it. We'll see. I'll go for the fences on this for sure. Yeah. What we can do is for that specific, you know, situation, we would, let's start with a buy it again reminder, right? Let's see what that looks like. And again, these are all customizable. This one's pretty bland, but where that really matters is in this section here. So this is the audience section. So the rules that define who we're going to send this to. So for the people that bought this particular item, say it's the purchased item is equal to, I remember Carly was one of them, right? My wife had one of those. Is that right?
Carly's a great one.
Okay, there we go. Purchased a car, you know, whatever that item name is specifically, we would put that in there. And then we can specify when we want this to go out, right? Send when the item, when it hasn't been ordered, but we would define what that is in the content. So say we have this new item that we want to send to people. We would use this template to go ahead and specify, you know, to that audience that bought the Carly that they're gonna like this. And we would just format our email copy over here on the content page to say just that. You know, we thought that you've bought this. We thought you would really like this. This would be the criteria that we would set. And then kind of as simple as that. Obviously, we're not going to call it again. Just for you, it's called a buy it again reminder, but we can specify that to like Carly buyers. So we know exactly what this campaign is. And then change our subject. You might like this. And we're ready to go.
I think one thing to point out too, on that previous screen where we were setting the conditions, there's a checkbox that says also send to customers who've from the past blank days. So there's an opportunity to try to get people from, I'm not sure how high it goes up, if it goes all the way up to a year, but you could try to get people
Yeah,
last
120
120 days.
Mm-hmm.
So that would widen the group of your potential audience.
Right, exactly. Yeah, good point, Rob. Danielle, do those purchased item tags work? It's been a while since I've tried, but I had issues with it when it did. I believe that they do. Yeah, purchase tags. Again, when you're setting, your audience rules, you can get very, very specific by just, clicking like this link here. We can, if the purchased item is equal to Carly, the order total is greater. Say we just only want to, send it to people who spent more than $50 with you. We could go ahead and specify that. We can go ahead and limit it to based on, all of these, your contact tags and so on. That's what Danielle was talking about. Do we have to create a list every time we do an email to our entire list to add in the latest buyers? What you would do for your list, that's a great question. On your contacts screen, it's really easy to use these filters here on the left side to, in a sense, kind of refresh your main mailing list. So what you could say is, if we have recent customers, say who's made a purchase in the last 120 days, we want to add them to our main list. We would just filter for these customers. And then it's a real quick kind of select all and then add to, whatever list is your master list, if that makes sense. All right. Just one more thing, definitely branded tracking I do want to show you, because this is our new shiny toy that, we want you to be able to play with. Again, this is given to, all ShippingEasy customers. So it lives right here in the marketing menu. And again, with our, our partnership with LuLaRoe and Bless, we've already, formatted a LuLaRoe themed branded tracking template for you. And again, this would be kind of work in conjunction with those order confirmed campaign, to where your customer, when they get the order confirmed, they would go to click on details of, okay, where is my order? Instead of just being brought to like an ugly like USPS page or a UPS page, they would get a really nice template here of, that's branded with your LuLaRoe information, but would still show you all of the details of the shipment progress. So for here, we're just selecting the store that we want. We click next, and then we have a couple of different template or color templates that are available. We can go ahead and, say we don't want it to be called LuLaRoe Bless Store. This would be my store, because that's a lot better. And then our store URL. And then we'll use the store name, sure. Or we can upload an image, a custom image of our logo. We can totally do that. And you can see as I'm changing things over here, it's also changing over here in real time. So if I change that to your store, you can see that updates over here in real time. So you can kind of see side by side everything that you're doing and how that's being affected. And then we'll click next. And we give you a couple of different menu items here that you have the ability to go ahead and customize. So those are this menu here that lives kind of in this little, what do you call this, Arena? A burger icon? Cheeseburger icon or something like that? Yeah, okay. There we go. Yeah, so this would be your menu effectively. To say you want to lead them to, your store. And then your link is that, and you can see that populates here. And then if I were to click that, it would actually take me there. We can add another link. So you can keep adding, different links here. And then obviously, your social links. So and so on and so forth. And those start to populate there as well. Contact information, if you have a specific return policy, obviously here. And then you would click publish now, and that would be all you would have to do. Then the branded tracking template is active. And instead of your customers just getting, a very dull, very plain, tracking, link when they want to see kind of the progress of where the order is, they would get something that looks really nice, that's branded how you wanted it to be.
Gentlemen, this has been amazing. These tools, these new features, all the enhancements that you've made, they're beautiful and super helpful for all those who are using these features. We hope that more and more continue to use these, and our new retailers jump in and start using these features as well. Obviously, you guys answered a ton of questions that maybe you weren't even expecting to get, and thank you for being so helpful and willing to answer those questions. There'll be more questions as people dive in, right? As they start to play around and test things out, I'm sure questions will come up. What would you suggest, Rob or Josh, they do if they're in the middle of scheduling a campaign or doing an automated sequence or whatever, and they're not sure or something didn't work as they had hoped? Is there a way to contact your team?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, this is kind of where we like to say we're a bit set apart from other shipping solutions for sure. But we love talking to customers, and LuLaRoe especially. So you have kind of three different ways if you need help to get in touch with somebody on the team to help you out. And they'll help you build that campaign from top to bottom if you want. This is a local Austin, Texas area code number. It's not an 800 number. There's no phone tree to like dial through. You just call the number. Somebody is going to pick up the phone and ask how they can help you. There's email support, and then also this live chat here. This is just a quick little pop-up. So you don't want to talk to anybody, that's fine. Just click the live chat, put your message in here, start chat, and then within really a couple seconds, somebody will pop on, introduce themselves, and ask how they can help.
Excellent. Thank you so much. So friends, if you had a question that came up while you were watching this presentation, or let's say you're watching the recording later on, feel free to contact ShippingEasy to get this set up. They want to help you. They want to see you succeed. The more you use their tools, they're confident that as you use this, you'll see results. As you see results, you want to continue using the tool. That's their strategy. And that's our invitation to you, is whether you've already dabbled, you've dipped your toes in the waters of email marketing, or you've never tried and you're nervous and you're scared, we invite you to give it a shot. Rob, Josh, Irina, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for sharing such awesome insights. I think we might have to have you come back again down the road and maybe share some other ideas. This was a great introduction to how to set up your marketing campaigns, how to use some of these features. I'm sure there's some, I know Rob and Josh are like wizards when it comes to this, so they might be able to share kind of a 201 or a 301 level course. This was a little like 101 basics, how to get it started, how to get it going, how to use all the different features. So we'll be in touch, Rob, Josh, Irina, on maybe a future opportunity. But thank you for joining us today. I'm going to extend some challenges since this is also incorporated with the workshop. I'm going to give them some things to do, some assignments and invitations. You guys are welcome to stick around, or you can jump off. I know we're already at the hour mark. But everyone, if you'll join me in thanking Rob, Josh, and Irina for being with us this morning, type it in the chat. Do the jazz hands, however you want to show your appreciation. But I know
thank you guys. We appreciate you having us.
Yeah, thanks so much. Let us know how we can help. We definitely love working with LuLaRoe sellers, so we're here for you.
I keep getting text messages and private messages from this group saying that this training was gold. So Rob, Josh, Irina, you guys are the best. Thank you so much. Appreciate you being here. All right, friends. So I guess my question for all of you, now that you've had a great tutorial here on how to use Shipping Easy and how to get started is, are you ready? This question's coming from a place of love. Like, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? And if you are waiting to get just a little bit more help, then do what you need to so that you can be ready. Here's the great thing too. You can send an email just to one person. Like, if you're afraid that you send an email and it like ruins things, get started by sending just one email to one person. Give it a try. Then maybe send it just to your VIPs. And then maybe you start sending to people who haven't shopped with you in a while. And then you start, soon enough, your like email campaign section will just be full of different emails that you're sending. You'll find that by using the automated feature, it will save you a ton of time. It'll save you a ton of stress and worry about, oh, so-and-so just bought something. How do I make sure that she knows that it went through and then it shipped and that it's on its way? And how do I thank her for her purchase? And how do I, as you program these, or how do I make sure she keeps coming back and shopping and she feels part of the community? All of that can be done automatically if you just take some time and get this programmed. So my invitation for you, whether you're in this workshop or not, I've got a few challenges for you. Are you ready for some challenges? If you haven't heard me say this, then maybe you haven't been listening, but that's okay too. But this is me repeating over and over again. The most important part of this workshop or any training that you ever participate in is not the actual training, but what you decide to do with the training, what you do between now and next week. So the most valuable thing you can do is commit to yourself right now to take action. Now you get to decide what you take action on. But the worst thing you could do is sit here, get all excited about all these cool new tools and features, and then not do anything about it. So are you ready? Who's ready to take action? Show me, type in the chat, raise your hand. Are you ready to take action? Is that a yes? I saw a few hands. Elaine's ready. Sandra's ready. All right, enough of you are ready. I'm going to give you your challenges. Here we go. So whether you're in the workshop or not, our invitation, send your first or next, depending on if you've already started or not, send your first or your next email. You get to decide what that looks like. But our invitation is just start. There's only so much learning you can do before you can't learn anymore and you just have to start. There's only so much soccer you can watch before you have to start playing soccer to learn how to do it. There's only so much piano you can watch someone play before you just have to sit down at the piano and start playing. And by the way, spoiler alert here, friends, your very first one is not going to be perfect. It's not going to be the best email that you've ever sent. Okay, it'll be if it's your first, it will be the best you've ever sent. But I promise your next email will be even better. And the next one after that will be even better. And the invitation is just to start. Okay, so that's challenge number one. Are you in? Will you send at least one email? Maybe even today, maybe even right now. Maybe some of you have already started, and I'm proud of you. The second invitation, once you've sent that first one, and you've got the shock, like, oh, I just did something really hard. Once you've accomplished that, then sit down. And we invite you to plan out like a campaign schedule. What emails do you want to send out on a recurring basis? Rob and John and Irina and the Shipping Easy team shared with you several ideas of different types of campaigns, a win back campaign, a thank you for subscribing to my group or to my business campaign, or a thank you for your purchase campaign. And there's a bunch of different options there. They even shared with you, I threw them a curveball and they hit it, where you can send emails that are targeted specifically to buyers of certain styles. What? You can market a message directly to your Carly buyers, or to your Amber buyers, or to your Liv buyers, or to your denim buyers, or to your Rise buyers. Wait, are the wheels starting to turn on the opportunities that are out there for email marketing and how you can really customize your message and grow your business. Are those wheels turning? So that's our second invitation for you, is to schedule out your email marketing campaign. Schedule. What does that schedule look like? You decide. Challenge number 3, share your commercial. For those of you who aren't part of this workshop, you might not know what I'm talking about. This workshop is about finding new customers. And one of the best ways to find new customers is through referrals. And one of the best ways to get referrals is to ask. And so we invited everyone who signed up for this workshop to create a commercial. It's a 15 to 20 second commercial that says something like, "We appreciate you supporting our business." This is something you would say every time you go live. This is something you'd say every time you have an in-person event. And ideally, this would also be something that you might say in follow-up messaging and emails and such, that you appreciate them supporting your business, and that the best compliment that they could give you is to refer your business to their family and friends. Whatever that actually sounds like in your own words, that you create a 10, 15, 20-second commercial that you could say every time, and after a while, not even have to think about it, where you're always putting out there, reminding your customers that you appreciate their business and you appreciate when they refer their family and friends. So that's our invitation to you, whether you're in this workshop or not, that you keep, if you haven't created a commercial, create one. And then once you do, to share it, and to share it as often as possible. Ideally, every time you go live, every time you have an in-person event, every time that you interact with your customers. Remind them, thank them, invite them, okay? Last 2 things as we wrap up this workshop session, and as we wrap up, this is the last of our 6 sessions for this round of the Finding New Customers workshop. So we invite you, you have been reading this book. We invited you to read High Performance Habits. So you should have already completed or should be about to complete this book based off of the schedule we had throughout the last 6 weeks. If you haven't finished, no worries. Like, there's not a homework assignment that says you had to be done today. So if you're still reading, great, we invite you to finish. And once you're done, we hope that you create a habit of finding books that help you to be better at what you do. Let's see here. I could maybe suggest this one, Go Giver. The Go Giver, it's great. What about Leadership and Self-Deception? Or what about maybe The Outward Mindset? Or what about Multipliers? And I only have a few handy here at my desk. Most of them are still at my office. Can you believe that? I have an office that I haven't been to in over a year. Holy cow. Anyway, whatever that book is for you, we invite you to pick your next book that will help you to continue to develop your own skills and grow as a business owner. Lastly, we invite you to continue talking to new people every day. These habits will help you to continue to grow. Even if, as you talk to new people, all it is planting seeds. Not every seed grows, but if you don't plant the seeds, what happens? I heard you say, even though you're all on mute, I heard you say nothing grows. If you don't plant seeds, nothing grows. Even though not every seed grows, if you don't plant, they won't grow. Elaine, thanks for being here. Glad that you've learned new things during this round of the Finding New Customers workshop. So, friends, do you accept our invitations? Who's up for those challenges? Are you in? Elaine's in. I know Arlen's in. Arlen just started her LuLaRoe business and she's on fire. So excited to see her growth. Hey, Aaron Larson's here with us. So glad to see Aaron and Lisa and Danielle. Thanks for joining us today. Sophia, how's it going? Brenda, good to see you as always. Chantel, oh my gosh, thank you, Chantel. Amy Oni in the house. Doug Roylance, what's up? Hey, May, what's going on? Glad to have all of you here. Hopefully you found value. Last thing I'll share with you as we wrap up. If you were in the workshop, I invite you, I'm going to post this and send this out via email, but I invite you to give us some feedback. How was the workshop? Was it helpful? Did we spend time on something we shouldn't have? Did we miss a key topic that we should have shared and didn't? whatever, we invite you to share feedback so that the next round of workshops can be even better than this round. So if we can invite you to fill out that survey, invite you to take action on those challenges. And lastly, I'm just stinking proud of you. Those of you who've been here, whether you've been watching live every week or you've been watching the recording, thanks for making the time to invest in you and in your business, and continue to do that, and you'll continue to see growth and success. You guys are the best. Have an awesome Monday, and we'll talk very soon. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. See you later.